Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
My name's Xander, and usually I love train travel. There's something wonderfully old school about it, watching the landscape blur by. I was on the overnight line from New Haven, Connecticut, heading up to Burlington, Vermont. It was supposed to be a 9-hour trip, mostly through endless forests and small towns, arriving just after dawn. I'd snagged a window seat in a mostly empty carriage, planned to catch some ZS, and wake up refreshed. I remember checking my phone just before drifting off. It was 11:45 p.m. The train's gentle sway was a perfect lullaby. I woke up with a start, not to any sudden jolt, but to a peculiar sense of déjà vu. Outside, bathed in the pale, pre-dawn light, was a scene I swore I'd seen before, a dilapidated, moss-covered brick building, clearly an old sawmill with a tall, rusted water tower leaning precariously beside it. It was distinctively run down. I blinked, rubbing sleep from my eyes. We must be close to a stop, I thought. I pulled out my phone, 3:17 a.m. My smartwatch confirmed it. My laptop, which I'd left open, also displayed 3:17 a.m. Odd. I'd slept for over 3 hours, and we should have been much further along, certainly past any identifiable landmarks by now. Still, maybe the train was just slow, or I'd misjudged the route. I watched the sawmill vanish behind us. I must have dozed off again because when I next opened my eyes, the same sawmill, the same leaning water tower was slowly appearing in the distance. My stomach dropped. I checked my devices again. 3:17 a.m., all of them. My heart began to pound a frantic rhythm against my ribs. No, this couldn't be right. I pulled up my stopwatch app and started it, setting my phone face up on the tray table. I watched the seconds tick by, then the minutes, then an hour. The sawmill came and went, then came again. My phone, laptop, and watch still read 3:17 a.m. Panic began to coil in my gut. I tried calling my friend Brianna. No signal. I tried opening a browser on my laptop. No internet connection. I leaned across the aisle and tapped the shoulder of an older man, Walton, who'd been staring blankly out his own window since I'd first seen him. "Excuse me, sir," I whispered. "Do you know what time it is? And how long till we reach Burlington?" He turned slowly, a serene, almost vacant smile on his face. His eyes, though, seemed unnervingly bright. "Oh, just a little while longer, son. We'll be pulling into Burlington in about an hour." My blood ran cold. An hour, but I've been awake for nearly 2 hours now, and my phone says it's 3:17 a.m. It hasn't changed. Walton just chuckled, a dry, reedy sound. "Time flies when you're on the rails, doesn't it? Just an hour more." He turned back to the window. A few minutes later, the conductor, a man with neatly slicked-back hair and a name tag that read Damien, ambled down the aisle. He paused by my seat. "Everything all right, Mr. Xander?" His smile was wide, too wide, and held none of the usual friendly warmth. His eyes, like Walton's, seemed to sparkle with an unsettling, distant light. "No, not really," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "My clocks are all stuck at 3:17 a.m. and we keep passing the same sawmill. I think something's wrong." Damien's smile widened further, crinkling the corners of his eyes. "Nothing to worry about, sir. Just a slight delay. We'll be arriving in Burlington in about an hour." He leaned in conspiratorially. "We have excellent timekeeping on this line." His breath smelled faintly of stale iron. I recoiled slightly. "But my stopwatch," I stammered, pointing to the app, which now showed over 2 hours elapsed. Damien merely patted my shoulder, a surprisingly firm grip. "Enjoy the rest of your journey, Mr. Xander." He moved on, his gait unnervingly smooth. I tried to get up, to walk to another carriage, maybe find someone else who saw what I saw. But as I reached the door to the next car, a heavy hand clamped down on my arm. It was a burly man, perhaps a ticket collector. Titus, according to his badge, his face etched with the same unsettlingly placid smile as Damien's. "Sir, please remain in your seat. We'll be arriving in Burlington in about an hour." His grip was like steel. I tried to pull away, but he held me fast, guiding me back to my seat with disturbing ease. "Safety first, Mr. Xander." Hours blurred. My stopwatch showed over 10 hours now. 10 hours stuck at 17 a.m., passing the same sawmill, hearing the same infuriating promise of about an hour. I was alone, truly alone, surrounded by people who either didn't see it or were part of whatever this was. Despair was a cold, heavy blanket. I stared out the window, watching the sawmill appear and disappear for the 100th time. Then across the aisle, in a seat I hadn't even noticed, a woman sat, her dark hair pulled back in a severe bun. She hadn't looked up once until now. Her eyes, dark and intense, met mine. There was no serene smile there, no vacant sparkle. Just a profound, terrifying understanding. Slowly, deliberately, she reached into her jacket pocket, pulled out a crumpled receipt, and subtly pushed it along the floor with her foot, nudging it towards my side of the aisle. I glanced around. Damien and Titus were nowhere in sight. Walton was still staring out his window. I discreetly reached down, picked up the paper, and uncreased it under the table. In shaky handwriting, it read, "Are you seeing 3-17-2, the loop?" A jolt of adrenaline, cold and sharp, went through me. I wasn't insane. I wasn't alone. My hand trembled as I found a pen in my bag. I scribbled on the back of the receipt, "Yes, over 10 hours. What do we do, Xander?" I folded it small, waited for her to catch my eye again, and then pushed it back across the aisle. She picked it up, her expression unchanging, but her grip on the paper was tight. She slid it into her pocket, then gave me another look, a silent message passing between us. "We're in this together, but we're still stuck." Her name tag read Paula Ordaz. The train continues its impossible journey. The sawmill, the water tower, the endless identical trees, they just keep cycling. My phone still reads 3:17 a.m., though my stopwatch now boasts an impossible 13 hours. I don't know what happens when we do finally reach Burlington, or if we ever will. But I know I can't close my eyes again. Not until I understand what's happening on this midnight express to nowhere.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.